know, I really have to. So as we've talked about timelines and process as it relates to the investment that we've made to be in front of you this evening, the action of any action that would be outside of your process seems that it would be suspect. And my concern would be that with regards to your prescribed process for plan approvals, that any deviation from that prescribed process would be suspect. Given the fact that we have precisely complied. So out of deference to the process, I would respectfully request that that process remain intact and whole with no interference other than public communication, which is allowed, of course. This is all public. Your planning commission meetings are published.
Money back, get the hell out.
Yeah!
So as we have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars through your process, we will respectfully request that you honor your legally published process.
Is that a threat?
And we respectfully request that that process be honored because we need precise compliance. Thank you.
Respectfully request you're not building an area you're not wanting.
Mr. Seaman, Mayor Seaman, the one thing I do want noted by the trustees is that the civil servants who are employees of our town put us in this position. I am a business owner and I have accountability in my business. Someone needs to be held accountable for the dilemma they've created and the lack of trust that now exists between you and us. Because I will tell you, there's none. There's people sitting at the table because they failed in economic development to recruit and retain viable businesses. They failed to bring people here that would spend money to be part of our downtown. We lowered the bar. Someone had a personal agenda to get their building built, their plan executed on. They went with their own personal agenda. And someone needs to be held accountable coming out of this meeting.
Next is to move to executive session.
I think it's crazy. I've never heard anything like it. I've never heard of an elected board abdicating its responsibility to an unelected volunteer commission who then just does whatever they want without any input from the elected officials or any input from the community at all. So now the board has no power to vote on this project that nobody wants. It's crazy. They've given away their power. That's nuts. I've never heard of anything dumber than that. I don't even think that's legal. Can an elected board give away the power the people gave to them to represent them to that one woman or a board of non-elected people? Who knows? Well, somebody has a like you said, a personal agenda here. Somebody, I don't know if it was her or somebody else on the planning commission, put that into a big bill of stuff where it would get lost.
They knew that it would benefit these people without mentioning these people.
Right, without mentioning, they knew, absolutely they knew it would benefit this housing development, which is why they did it. So they took out the commercial requirement for having to put stores or some kind of business or restaurant in the bottom, which would bring in revenue. Why would they do that? Why would they? That's wealth creating. You don't take out the part of the building that gives you revenue. All up and down Oak Park Avenue are these beautiful condos and underneath each one, there are businesses on the bottom, condos on the top. That's how you keep it going. That's how you keep that's how you make the economy grow. You don't do it by just adding endless apartment complexes. Tinley has so many apartment complexes. I used to live in Tinley. I'm a former Tinley resident. I lived in Edgewater Walk, which is where tons of affordable housing is. I couldn't afford to live in Tinley when I bought a house, so I moved out and I went to a different neighborhood where I could afford it, where taxes are lower, where the housing prices were lower, because that was where I could afford. I can't afford to live here, so you just don't. If you either get, like that other guy said, get 5 jobs to live here, or you go move somewhere else where it's cheaper. I moved to Will County because lower taxes. Duh. Cook County's crazy. You heard those people. They're paying $11,000, $12,000 in taxes. Property taxes are $12,000 in Tinley. And that apartment building is going to bring a total of $80,000 a year to the... Oh, sing it to somebody else, because this crowd is not having it. They're not go cry me a river. $80,000.
As opposed to one family home.
Yeah. 46 of those family homes, are generating, what did he say, $250,000 to their $80,000? That's nuts. That is not a way to grow your community. That's craziness. No.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more. The Planning Commission Board is having their meeting on Thursday. I guess we're going to have to be there too. We have to see those people in action because the incompetence is astounding. So now I know why the FOIA request, when they sent me back an extension, said they had no competent people. I now believe them. I've seen it. There's no competent people to even fulfill a FOIA request, let alone plan a village and build stuff. Wow.